What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here, back again with another Hammer haul, a Hamilton Books Hammer haul. I came home the other day, got one of their distinctive packages in the mail. Got 3 Blu Rays to show you. I love the way you just unzip these and the package comes apart. Thankfully everything was delivered in good condition. I've actually had pretty good luck overall. As you know, I've been collecting some Hammer films and mostly compilations. Okay, so these are actually the first standalone Hammer films that I've ever gotten. And what I want to do, guys, is I actually finished the Mummy series. Freaking love the Mummy, the first one, and I'd seen Curse of the Mummy is on that one there. That's the second one. And then there's 2 more. I finished those. I did enjoy the whole series. Shroud of the Mummy and Blood on Mummy's Tomb. They were both very good. Blood on Mummy's Tomb is a little different. It's actually from a Bram Stoker novel. It's not... You don't really get... it's a female mummy. But you don't get the stereotypical mummy wrapped up like you do in the other films. Different kind of film, but that whole series is fun, so I really enjoyed it. I've seen the entire Hammer Frankenstein film series, but I have seen Horror of Dracula. That's the first Hammer Dracula film. I watched that with my son a while ago after we watched the Universal films. I wanted to well, we watched all the Universal films, and, you know, the Universal Mummy, as much as I love Karloff, I mean, it's a little slow, you know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I'm going to remedy that. I'm going to show him the Hammer one. He really enjoyed that. And then we watched Horror of Dracula. I think he enjoyed that one, too. But that's the only one I'd seen, or so I thought. We'll get to that in a moment. So this year I'm going to rewatch the Frankenstein series and watch the Hammer series. And I've just kept looking them up and getting mixed up. So I wrote them all down. I have a list here. Just the problem is some of the sequels are on these compilations. Okay? But but this one, for example, they have the Revenge of Frankenstein. That's the second one. Now, the Curse of Frankenstein I've seen so many times. I've seen enough where I feel like I can continue on and just with Revenge of Frankenstein. I would like to own it though, and I probably will. And I would like to watch it again and with my son, if we can squeeze it in before he goes back to college. At any rate, yeah, the compilations will have the sequels, and it will drive you nuts because if you're like me and you want to watch them in order, well, sometimes you've got a compilation with a couple of Dracula sequels on it, but you don't feel like you can watch them until you watch the film that came before that. So anyway, gosh, I can be long-winded. So I wrote them all down. Horror of Dracula I've seen before. Brides of Dracula is on this one. So when I realized that was the second Dracula film, because I just picked this up, as I said, from eBay. I did have a little haul video where I found this. I was so excited. I was like, wow, this is the second one. Now, it's interesting because Dracula's not in it. But Peter Cushing's in it. He returns for the second and last time as, not the last time, okay, as Van Helsing, okay, but he's up against a different vampire, Baron Meinster, and it's a good one. I really enjoyed it. Definitely a solid vampire movie all around. When it got to the climax, I mean, I guess it's not really a secret if I tell you that the vampire dies at the end. I don't know, hopefully that's not a spoiler to you. But the way that he dies is very unique. And as soon as it started to unfold, I was like, oh my goodness, I've seen this before. I remember that from when I was a kid. Which is strange because my local UHF channels didn't really show Hammer films. But somewhere I'd seen it. So that was interesting. So that's number 2. And then I have some of the sequels on this compilation here. But I wanted to go in order, so that's where Hamilton Books came in. So next is... Oh, you know what? I flipped the cover art on some of these. Oh, I'll just be flipping it back. This is the alternate art. Next is Dracula, Prince of Darkness. So I went ahead and got this one. I think this one's going to be pretty good. As many people have pointed out, as many people know, the Dracula series does take a little bit of a dip in quality, and perhaps the Frankenstein series as well. Christopher Lee had expressed multiple times in interviews his distaste for the last couple films, and there's a few of these where he actually doesn't speak, which is rather unfortunate. There he is, man. The face on that guy. I mean, what a great Dracula. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next is Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, which I have here. Okay, followed by Taste the Blood of Dracula, which is on that one, and that's a good compilation because you've got 2 in a row there. Okay. And then we have Scars of Dracula. So I went ahead and ordered that one. Okay, I don't know much about this one. Haven't really heard much about it. This one does not have reversible art. It just has a picture inside. I'm not sure if this is one of the ones where he does not speak or not. It's directed by Roy Ward Baker. And then after that you have Dracula AD 72 and Satanic Rites of Dracula. I'm pretty sure I have Satanic Rites of Dracula. I know I do. And I think if anyone knows the alternate title for that, one of these two has an alternate title. If anybody knows, let me know. These can be confusing to keep track of. I thought it was in this compilation of horror films. You know, a lot of these were like public domain and so forth. But it doesn't appear to be on here. I have it. I know. I even put it in just for 5 minutes to look at the quality of it. And the quality didn't seem to be that good, unfortunately. But I'll worry about that. I've got 4 Dracula films to watch before I worry about those 2. And then, yes, I know that there is a Hammer, I believe it was Shaw collaboration from, Shaw movies, pictures from Hong Kong. The Legend of the 7 Golden Vampires, the mashup of martial arts and vampires. It does star Peter Cushing. It does not star Christopher Lee. That is goofy fun. I don't know if you guys consider that part of the series or not, but at any rate, it does have Peter Cushing as Van Helsing. And that's fun in its own way. I've seen that many times. It's on YouTube. I believe it's on the Newcastle After Dark channel on YouTube. Now, as far as Frankenstein, as I said, definitely want to rewatch that Frankenstein where Christopher Lee plays the monster. That is his only appearance in the Frankenstein series. Peter Cushing is the mainstay of this as Dr. Frankenstein. And then many of them also star Thorley Walters, I think, as sort of his helper / assistant. And you have a different look of the monster every time. I remember liking the second one, Revenge of Frankenstein, very much. And then you have The Evil of Frankenstein, which is on this one. So I have that. And then you have Frankenstein Created Woman, which is the 3rd film that I ordered from Hamilton Books. And I really like this one. I was going through the sequels, and then I got to this one. I was like, wow, this one's different. This is interesting. If you were going to just take one of these Frankenstein films and watch them out of context, I think I would recommend this one. It really works well as a standalone film. Starring Susan Denberg. Looking quite good there. She was on an episode of the original Star Trek, by the way. And it's an interesting film. I believe I have read that, like, Martin Scorsese really likes this film. And I'll flip this cover art around. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm really looking forward to revisiting this one. And I know Brad from Bronco Juggalo recently, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, ranked the whole series. He had never seen it before, but he had worked his way through it. And then when he got to the end, he ranked it. I know that he had this one fairly high. I mean, it really is pretty good. And sadly, I do remember some of the last few were perhaps not as good. There we got Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, which is on there. And then Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, which I believe is the one with Peter Cushing in a rather unfortunate wig. Yeah, one of these two. I think it's that one. And I forget. One of these has David Prowse, who played Darth Vader, of course. I just watched a review of Vampire Circus, a Hammer film, on Sean's channel, Sean Patrick Urshan. And he had mentioned that David Prowse was in that as the strongman. He was in a few Hammer horror films. And, you know, you have a different monster in each one of these. Overall, it's a fun series. I'm looking forward to watching both of these series and ranking them. And maybe I'll also do a quick separate video where I just rank all the Mummy films now that I've seen those, all 4 of those. You know, they only made one werewolf movie, The Curse of the Werewolf. Alas, that would have been cool to see some more of those. And it certainly would have been cool almost to, if they had anticipated that Van Helsing movie. I never saw it. I think it starred Hugh Jackman, where he fought different creatures. I don't know. I didn't see it. But in this one, Van Helsing goes up against a different vampire. So wouldn't it have been cool if he kind of went up against a werewolf or something unexpectedly? I don't know. That would have been cool. But which of these have you seen? Which ones would you like to see? Which ones are your favorites? What's your favorite Dracula film? What's your favorite vampire film? What's your favorite Frankenstein film? Or please make any other comment that you would like to make in the comments. So that's it, guys. My final haul or package that I'm taking a break. I'm really gonna go cold turkey here for a while because I've got a lot of movies to watch. And I've got my glasses, my new glasses. So I got a lot of reading to do too. So I'm gonna take a break and get caught up and come out with some. I still have a lot of Dollar Tree hauls, a lot of Dollar Tree movies to show, by the way. So I've got probably 5 or 6 more videos worth of Dollar Tree films to show you guys. And then it'll be also a lot of reviews. All right, guys. There you go. Thanks a lot. And come back again soon. Thanks. Later.